Hey, welcome back. In this section, we'll be discussing the common errors encountered in resumes that can strike off an applicant's name from the list of the most suitable or deserving candidates. But before that, let me explain a common process, a life cycle through which a resume passes. Actually, employers and recruiters review hundreds of resumes a week. So they obviously have an eye for detail and thus can spot the bad ones quickly. Moreover, they do not have time to go through every single application. Hence, they weed out the erroneous ones. Thus, errors in your resume do not just give an awful first impression, but at worst, they can cost you the job because recruiters usually spend just 7 to 8 seconds to run through it. So to wow them with this tiniest time span, you must place an awesomely written resume at their desk. After all, it is a very first point of connection with you make with your potential employer. So not dragging on too much, let me tell you what common mistakes in this document compel the hiring experts to weed out the unsuitable contenders for their company's post. Number 1, grammatical and typo mistakes. In a resume, these kind of things in a resume make you look careless, sloppy, and unconcerned. In contrast, attention to fine details such as correct grammar, proper spelling, good punctuation, do put a nominee aside from the pack. Negligence in these details on your resume and application can be a disaster every single time. Number 2, using ambiguous cliches. Team player, hard worker are just not going to cut it. They show a lack of specific experience and no special qualities. You got to be specific while writing. Think about what you need for the job. Let me explain it with an example. Worked with employees as their leader in a restaurant, or recruited, hired, trained, and managed 20 plus employees in a restaurant having 2 million annual sales. What do you think is better? Number 3, assuming one size fits all, usually due to lack of time, people send the same version of their resume to multiple job openings, which obviously demand different skills or expertise based on the type of industry you are applying in. Therefore, your job application or your resume must be revised for every job you apply for, because whenever you try to develop a generic resume to send to all your job ads, you always end up with something that recruiters may ignore or just hurl in the recycling bin. So show them your interest in their job ad. Display your qualities that can benefit their organization in every way. Number 4, the problem with words is that sometimes too many of them say the wrong things. So excessive information might confuse the recruiter in understanding how you can be value add type stuff to their job opening. However, try not to be so precise that it bites up your important information. On average, a recruiter consumes his 7 seconds in just reviewing your resume. So try to make them count. Draft short and crisp sentences, focus on your achievements, use numbers or percentages wherever possible, and most importantly, use action words at the beginning of a sentence. Instead of using the phrase responsible for example, use action verbs. This not only helps to display your initiative, but will also punch up the overall tone of your resume. For example, resolved user queries as part of an IT help desk and served 4,000 plus students and staff. Enhanced organic search visits by 20% every year. Developed a comprehensive onboarding scheme for new engagements. These all very much attract the recruiter and the reader. Number 5, emphasizing on duties more than accomplishments. Your resume must portray your ability to be good at their job, but it's always easy to slip into a mode where you simply start listing your duties. For example, accompanied group meetings and recorded minutes, functioned with children in a daycare setting, edited department files. That's more or less an echo of your job story. No one would be interested in listening to it. One of the most essential tips here is to go beyond exhibiting what was required and explain how you created a difference at your earlier company, providing distinct examples. Recruiters generally look for statements more like these. developed everyday activities for preschool-age kids, and instructed them for a 10-minute program performance, recognized 10 years worth of unmanageable files, and made them easily handy to department fellows. Well, not just these, but some other resume mistakes that can make your applications disappear into the black hole of the internet include a bad summary, leaving out significant information, going too long or extra short, using too many forced keywords. People can detect inauthenticity pretty easily. Including your personal details, irrelevant, maybe even unprofessional. Unprofessional email address, skaterboy123 or girl hi 345, not going to work. Disclosing your irrelevant social media profiles, use of outdated, unreadable, and extra fancy fonts, not necessary, just a distraction. Showing overconfidence for the job, and so on. So these are some examples that you can keep in mind as you write your resume and you consider what the recruiter is going to be reading. So happy error-free resume writing, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.